Hi, Roger Moore here at Hypnosis Health Info. I'm very passionate about putting an end to childhood obesity, which I consider to be very preventable, and I think it's just absolutely unforgivable what we've done to our kids in this country. I've said this on several occasions before that this is the first generation since the Civil War that has a shorter life expectancy than my generation. And that to me is just inexcusable and unforgivable, and it's due to the food that is being fed to our kids and the lack of activity, but it's the processed foods, the fast foods, all the sugars, and last month in August of 2010, the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, PCRM, put out a report on the 5 worst fast food kids meals. And this is dated August 2010, and it says, as Burger King and other fast food companies unveil new menu items marketed to children, there is growing controversy over the link between high-fat fast food and childhood obesity. 1 in 3 young people is now overweight, and children who live near fast food restaurants are more likely to be obese, according to a recent study in the International Journal of Pediatric Obesity. And then they rank the 5 worst kids' meals. Number 1, the worst, is McDonald's Mighty Kids Meals. It's rated as the worst kids' meal in a fast food restaurant. 840 calories, 37 grams of fat, 14 grams of saturated fat, 85 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,460 milligrams of sodium, which is an entire day's worth or more. This McDonald's Mighty Kids meal tops PCRM's list of the 5 most unhealthful fast food meals marketed to children. This meal contains the most calories, fat, and saturated fat of any meal analyzed. Number 2, Wendy's Kids Meal. Rating the 2nd worst kids meal at a fast food restaurant, 770 calories, 34 grams of fat, 9.5 grams of saturated fat, 60 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,390 milligrams of sodium. Wendy calls this meal kid-sized, but its calories and fat are supersized. More than one meal should contain. That's not surprising given that it features a high-fat chicken sandwich, French fries cooked in oil, and a Frosty containing milk and cream. Number 3, KFC Kids Meal. Rating the 3rd worst kids meal at a fast food restaurant, 800 calories, 34.5 grams of fat, 7.5 grams of saturated fat, 65 milligrams of cholesterol, and 1,800 milligrams of sodium. This meal features cholesterol-laden popcorn chicken, high-fat potato wedges, and more sodium than children age 4 to 8 should consume in an entire day, according to the Institute of Medicine. The high levels of sodium commonly found in kids' meals can contribute to high blood pressure and calcium loss from bones. A&W Kids Meal. Rating 4th worst kids meal at a fast food restaurant. 780 calories, 29 grams of fat, 9 grams of saturated fat, 70 milligrams of cholesterol, and 1,360 milligrams of sodium. The A&W Kids Meal contains more calories, saturated fat, and sodium than the Institute of Medicine recommends for a child's lunch. High fat, high cholesterol foods like those found in the A&W Kids Meal are causing overweight children's arteries to resemble those of 45-year-old adults, according to a recent study. Finally, the BK Breakfast Kids Meal, rating 5th worst kids meal at a fast food restaurant. 410 calories, 11.5 grams of fat, 4 grams of saturated fat, 95 milligrams of cholesterol, 600 milligrams of sodium. This meal has more sodium than children should consume at breakfast, according to the Institute of Medicine. And it also has the most cholesterol of any item analyzed for this report. The cheese and egg push the cholesterol level well above the recommendations for one meal. And I'll include the link for the full study or the full report at Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine in my blog post. And the blog post you'll find at Hypnosis Health Info under the same title as this video. And you know, folks, as I said, this is a very preventable disease. It's obesity, childhood obesity. We can prevent it. We can reverse it. We don't have to continue down this path. And you know, for years I've talked about the importance of children's weight loss being a family affair. I've worked with many kids over the years in my Slender for Life office and here in the Medical Dental Building in downtown Seattle, over in my office on Bainbridge Island, and some also over the phone and on Skype. But what's happened in the past that does not work, and I try my darndest not to allow again, is to have a kid come into my office and be just thrilled and excited about making change and excited about exercise and going outside and playing and being very active and excited about making healthy choices and getting into the vegetables and the grains, and to have mom or dad pick them up and then drive them to McDonald's. That happened far too many times in my early years of working with weight loss and with kids in weight loss, that now the only way I'll work with kids is if the whole family is involved. It really has to be a family affair, and the whole family has to be on board. And you know, if you can't get mom and dad involved and get their commitment and their follow through, then I'm not going to put a child through the continued desperation and letdown of getting pumped and excited about something and then not having the follow through. So to me, it's critically important that when we're working with children on weight loss, the whole family is involved, the whole family is supported, and everybody needs to sit down to eating the same meal. And so you can't have the rest of the family eating KFC and the child eating something healthy. The whole family needs to eat healthy. And so look around at slenderforlife.com and here at hypnosishealthinfo.com at the tools, the resources that are there for you individually, that are there for your family. And check out my book, Becoming Slender for Life. And if I can support you or your child or your family in taking weight off, and our goal is that you keep it off, then give me a call at 206-903-1232 or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com. And we can have you come in for a no charge and no obligation consultation here in my office in the Medical Dental Building downtown Seattle, or in my office in Winslow on Bainbridge Island. And once a month, of course, I'm over in Forks. And if you live too far away from those locations, take a look at the other Slender for Life licensees. I do license other people to use my weight loss program. You'll find that at slenderforlife.com. If you live too far away from any of those folks, then give me a call, send me an email, and together we can work out a program to support you, your child, your family in taking weight off, and again, most importantly, keeping it off. So let's stop this trend of a very preventable disease of childhood obesity, and let's treat our kids right. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.